Hello all, this is Al Finch and my sidekick Hand. We're going to be playing a special customized version of Unmatched Tales to Amaze today. We are going to be using some custom-made characters that I found on the interwebs. We'll just start out going here from left to right, covering all the little quirks that we have here in our setup. First things first, I am going to be playing the character of the Black Knight. The Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is a custom character that's based on files that I found on the internet. This one was originally created by the Real Ninja Tree on Unmatched cards and the Unmatched Maker site. The Black Knight is unusual. If you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, you know that he has a tendency to lose his limbs whenever he goes up against King Arthur. And as it turns out, that is who we're going to be going up against. The King Arthur is going to be run as the villain, the thing we need to take down. And his deck was produced by Diego Aroca. And I found the files for King Arthur's Tales to Amaze enemy version on boardgamegeek.com. Let's dig into some of the details here. The Black Knight, as we said, tends to lose limbs. He has limb tokens, and as you play cards over the course of the game, he loses these limbs. It comes with benefits and with a drawback if this happens. The Black Knight, it says here on his card, for every limb that you lose, you get +1 to the value of your attack cards and -1 to the value of your defense cards. It cannot be less than 0. This ability has no effect on versatile cards. And there's a little bit of flavor text at the bottom that says, the Black Knight always triumphs. I am skeptical today. We'll see, based on Black Knight's track record against King Arthur. I will be shocked if I actually win this matchup. In any case, we'll be tracking whether or not he has all of his arms and legs using this little setup over here. It was pretty funny the way that was developed. He's got a lot of cards that reference limb loss and actually even getting his limbs back. He's pretty beefy. He starts out with 20 life, so I've got my spin down die that starts at 20. And he can only move 2. He is a melee character. All right. So those are the details on the Black Knight. Details for King Arthur. All right. So here he is as an enemy. All right. We have a King Arthur deck, and we have his sidekick Merlin's deck. These characters normally start out with 18 hit points for King Arthur and 6 for Merlin. That won't be the case in this Tales to Amaze game. We're going to follow the Tales to Amaze rules where the minions in the enemy have 10 health points each, respectively. So we have our spin down die here and here with the 10 life points that they each have. The goal is to beat the main enemy. King Arthur is the one that has to go down. If we take out Merlin, that's a bonus. I've kind of put together an improvised version of the Martian Invader scenario from the Tales to Amaze box set. Instead of Martians invading, it will be King Arthur and his Britons invading the French countryside. So here I have his Knights of the Round Table all ready to go to take over all of these various fields as the game plays on. So if you've never played Tales to Amaze before, I'll do my best to kind of explain what's going on. but I recommend you check out another video where they explain how to play if you're completely unfamiliar, and then come back, maybe even play some yourself if you happen to have these sets and haven't tried it. They are fun. All right, so now that we've got everything up here, here's what's going to go. We're going to start by drawing my 5 cards. So in a game of Unmatched, you have a deck of cards that you draw upon that give you your options. You will have versatile cards which allow you to attack or defend, cards that allow you to attack, cards that let you just straight up defend, which I don't have in my hand, and cards that let you scheme. During your turn, you'll be able to play or do 2 actions that might involve these cards. Now, I don't actually get to go first. We don't know who gets to go first because we have an initiative deck over here. So we're going to go ahead and draw our initiative. Han, do you want to go ahead and pull one of those and then set it at the top of the board so everyone can see? Yep, just flip it over. All right, so it says Merlin takes a turn. So Merlin's located here. The rules of Tales to Amaze, when a sidekick or an enemy tries to move, they look to see if the hero that they want to take out is within their movement range. So I've got Merlin starting here. Merlin counts 1, 2, 3. He cannot reach the Black Knight no matter what direction he goes. So he won't move. According to the rules of this game, instead, if he can't reach it and then attack, then we're going to advance the threat track. And so advancing the threat track is not great because eventually it starts to unlock special events or powers that will help the enemy. Hand, if you would, since Merlin can't move, let's move that threat track up 1. All right, now that's it. He doesn't do anything. Go ahead and flip the next card in the initiative deck. All right, so check this out. This is a kind of variation on the Martian Invasion Wave cards that normally come in Tales to Amaze. Since it says here, Martian Invasion Wave 1, if you're playing a single player, you get one of these cards in the initiative deck. It says, all heroes and sidekicks adjacent to an occupied field take 1 damage. If no fighter took damage this way, add an alien to the lowest number of empty field. This is exactly the same, except I said instead of an alien, we're adding a knight to the lowest numbered empty field. Han, can you find the lowest numbered empty field and put a knight in the middle of it? Let's put it right here. Just drop him right there. No, he goes in the field. Literally, dude's standing in the middle of the corn, staring at the Black Knight. I know, not terribly effective as a fighter. Yep, that's a starting spot. So the fields are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as these fill up, things get more dangerous for it. If we pull that card and there's a knight already there, we take 1 damage. At the end of the round, we advance the threat marker 1 space plus 1 space for each occupied field. So if we can't do something to get rid of that knight, he's going to speed up the threat track. We'll deal with that when the time comes. For now, we've got one of Merlin and Arthur's support characters, one of the knights there in the cornfield. All right. If you would, the next initiative card, please, Hand. Yep, pick one and put it on the board for me, okay? Flip it over. One of them, just one. Flip, flip, flip. All right, there we go. It's King Arthur. So Arthur himself is now going to take a turn. He gets to move 4, and that puts him within range of striking the Black Knight. All right, so now we'll go through and do some combat. Here's what we do. We draw from the King Arthur deck, make sure that it's facing down, and I'm going to select one of my cards that might allow me to defend. These won't help me right now, so I'm looking at these versatile cards. I have Feint, which is low-powered, but can cancel the effects on my opponent's cards. I have another Feint, and I have Skirmish, where if after combat, if I won the combat, I can move a fighter in the combat up to 2 spaces. All right, you know what? I'm not too worried about taking many hits right now, so I'm going to just play a Feint. Okay, so this gives me a defense of 2. Now we're going to compare it to King Arthur's card. Why don't we go ahead and flip that one up? Let's flip this one up. Yeah, hand, I don't understand what any of that means. Go ahead and flip this one up. There we go. He has an attack, and this is what sets the King Arthur cards apart from the King Arthur cards in the game. He has attack and defense values on each card. This value is the one we're paying attention to now, which is attack. Yes, hand, you can talk. What do you want to know?
If the knights are here, the only possible area to avoid them, if you see from these spaces, is here.
Yeah.
That's the only safe area from the knights, correct?
Yep. If you're standing off to the side that's not around the field, he won't get dinged by the invasion card.
So that's the only space. If you look across the field,
well,
there's no other space because all of them are 1 away, so that means they can
just around it, yeah, and only if he's there. There's no other knights in the other fields.
Yeah, but if all knights are in there, it means that's the only safe spot.
If all of them are there, but they're not. That is the only knight, so that means all of these spots are safe for now. We'll see what happens as the game progresses. There's a way to get rid of them, and I'll show you once we get deeper in. All right, so here's what happens. It says, during combat, if Merlin's adjacent to the King Arthur, this card's value +1. Merlin's not adjacent, but if he were, this effect still wouldn't take place because the effect of Feint, which says immediately cancel the effects on the opponent's cards. So this is just a 3 versus a 2. I lose the combat, so I'm going to go from 20 down 1 point to 19. Not that big a deal. My dude is at least able to take a hit. All right. There we go. That was King Arthur's turn. I bet I know who's the remaining initiative card.
Because there's only 1 left.
Correct. Flip that over. What's it say?
The Black Knight takes a turn.
All right, let's set it right there. All right, so the Black Knight, bless you, Gesundheit,
Excuse me.
Yeah, in any case, the Black Knight takes a turn. So now there's different sets of actions. I can maneuver, which means I can move my fighter or leave him in the same spot. That draws me a card, that's mandatory. The movement is optional. If I want to move further than my base movement of 2, I can discard a card, use its boost value, which is this number that's set off to the side in the circle. So if I wanted to move further, I could dump one of those cards. I don't feel like I want to do that, but I do want to maneuver to draw a card, and then, because of the rules of Tales to a Maze, when you maneuver around a cornfield, then when you stop, if you stop in a spot that's adjacent to a cornfield that's occupied, you can remove 1 knight. So I'm going to maneuver for my first action to draw a card. I got Black Knight. I've had worse. He looks pretty the worse for wear there, doesn't he? And I'm going to remove that knight because I've done my maneuver action. So he goes right back in the center. Yep, right back in there. We'll get another knight again later, I'm sure. Just dump him in there. All right. Now I have 1 more action. I can play a scheme. I'm invincible. Regain 1 limb, gain 1 action. Not very useful since I haven't lost any limbs yet. I can attack. Got a lot of options for attacking. I can play Come On Ya Pansy. After combat, if I lose the combat, I immediately play the card again for an additional attack. So, pretty useful in my opinion. I've got a feint, which I used earlier, and then I have that skirmish that I originally mentioned. I think I probably do more damage with the skirmish than I would with Come On Ya Pansy at this point in the game. So, do I want to do that? Do I want to keep that? I might maneuver again just to get another card in my hand and rely on my defense cards to lose limbs so I can really start laying the smackdown on King Arthur. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to maneuver but not move and draw another card. So useful. I got another I'm invincible. In any case, I'm not going to do anything else. So now we need to look, it says end of round on the cards. Okay. If Merlin has 4 health or less, he heals 1 at the end of round. No, he's still at 10. There's no end of round on the invasion, wave 1. End of round for King Arthur. If King Arthur has 4 health or less, he always gets the boost value on his attack from the top of its own discard pile. Again, he's at 10, not 4 health or less. I don't have an end of round effect. And this is the final end of round effect. It's the nasty one. Advance the threat marker 1 space plus 1 space for each occupied field. We don't have any occupied fields because I removed the knight. Let's move it threat up just 1. All right, and do you want to pick up all of the initiative cards and shuffle them for me? You don't have to, but I'd like to move the game along here, hand. Give me a hand, if you would. All right, shuffle them up, set them back here, face down, so we don't know what's coming, and then we'll do another turn. All right, let's draw our first initiative card for this next round. The Black Knight gets to take a turn. All right. Well, you know what? I might as well see if I can't hurt Arthur here. I'm going to attack with the skirmish card. So what I'm going to do is draw King Arthur card. We're going to compare them. Yep, you can go ahead and flip it over. Let's see what happens. All right, so we're looking at his defense, and this is a feint. It gets rid of the after combat effect, so I can't move Arthur, which is a shame because sometimes if Arthur doesn't get forced to move, he might lay the smackdown on me. But I win, so 4-2, I am going to hit him for 2 points. So that drops him down to 8. Yeah, I can't move him because the feint prevents that. I wish I could. All right, so yes, I'm glad that you've found the squeaky chair. That won't be distracting at all during the game. All right, now let's get that next. Oh, I need to take my second. I'm gonna maneuver. I want to get Merlin involved. I think I do. I'm gonna maneuver 1 spot over. That'll make Merlin come up on me so he won't push the threat track ahead. And draw a card. I'll do you for that. So choose an opponent. The hero takes 1 damage for every limb that I've lost. Haven't lost any limbs yet. Hopefully, I'll get my arm cut off this round. I know, that sounds weird, but Black Knight actually does better, in my opinion, when he's missing an arm or 2. All right, let's get the next one. Flip it. Flip it good. All right, it's Arthur. He's going to move. I bet you know where he moves. Yep. And he's going to attack. So I am going to defend. You're doing a little dance. All right. With I've had worse. So this says, immediately, I'm going to add my opponent's boost value to this card's value. So it says it's a 1, but he's actually going to be higher. Go ahead and let's flip that and let's see what we got. All right, so this is a momentous shift. If King Arthur did not move this turn, the value of this card is 4 instead. I made him move, so he's not going to hit that hard. And the boost is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. I actually win. He does not hurt me, which is actually a shame. I would have preferred to lose a limb. Yeah. Oh well. It's all right. At least he didn't hurt me. Yeah. It's neutral. All right. Flip the next card. Okay. Let's get it. All right, Merlin. Merlin is within striking distance now, so he's going to move up 3. And I am going to play a feint on good old Merlin. I'm going to draw from Merlin's deck. All right, so he's going to hit me. He attacks for 4, and after combat, we're going to place Merlin in the closest empty starting space. And I have a 2 versus his 4. So I'll take 2. That drops me to 17. And he won't move because this is a feint, and that cancels the effects on the cards.
What was the card effect?
He would have moved to the closest empty starting space, so probably this one right there. That's a 3. That one...
4 and
yeah.
4 away, so they're even.
1,
you could have
2,
chosen
3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Yep. All right, so there we go. They smack me around. I bet I know what's coming next. I bet we're going to place a knight. Go ahead, flip that last card over. All right, so we are going to place one of the knights back in the middle of the field. He's back again. And because I've already taken my turn, he's going to stick around and actually push the threat, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want Merlin sitting out on his own. Yeah, he won't push the threat this turn. Yeah, you can ask questions if you want, Hand.
Can you move on top of the character?
No, I'm stuck there.
Trapped.
I am trapped, so I'm going to have to
kill Merlin first.
I might have a card like Skirmish that pushes people away, too. So there's options, okay? All right, so we need to advance the threat 2. 1, 2. Next round, we're going to end up activating one of these little extras here. All right, let's shuffle those back up. While we're waiting on hand shuffling, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsor. We'll be right back, folks. Crap. This episode brought to you by cats. Cats, they can't tell the difference between board game pieces and cat toys. Very aggravating, but we love them anyway. Now, back to our program. All right, and we're back. Hand is surely done shuffling by now, and we're ready to draw the next card. Let's draw the next card. Let's see who gets to go first.
By the way, I'm looking at the cards, but I'm not cheating since I'm not telling you which one is first.
I hope you're not rearranging them. That would be...
Nope, I'm not rearranging them.
All right, thank you. Let's do the first one. All right, it's Merlin. I'm going to get smacked around. Don't.
I'm sweeping it.
Okay.
It was upside down.
All right, I don't have any defense cards, so Merlin's going to have his way with me. Let's see what happens. All right, during combat, prevent all damage towards Merlin. Fortunately for me, no damage, and it's a low damaging card. I take 2. It's Bewilderment. I am down to 15. Yeah, I don't lose limbs unless a card says I do, but thank you. I wish taking damage caused me to lose limbs. It just doesn't happen that way. All right, next card. Next card. All right, yay, I'm gonna get beat up by King Arthur. This guy hits harder than Merlin. I can't wait to see what happens. All right. He does 3, and it's Swift Strike, so it says after combat, place King Arthur closest empty space. He's just gonna back up 1, which actually suits me just fine. So I'll take 3 more. I'm down to 12. And we back off 1. All right, let's see what happens next. Play the next card for me.
Don't move, because then you're not going to be able to escape early. If you move Merlin, you're going to be able to escape earlier. But if you move here, Merlin's going to trap you. And now it's going to take 2 move backs. So you stay there.
I'll deal with that when the time comes. Let's flip the initiative. All right, this isn't great because there is a knight already there. That doesn't get placed. That doesn't get placed. Instead, I take a damage. Yep. I'm getting taken down real quick here. Black Knight always triumphs. All right. Flip the last card because I would like to play. Okay, the Black Knight takes a turn. I desperately need to get a good card here. Don't put those away. It's not the end of the turn yet, please. I'm going to move because this will let me get rid of him. And I'm going to draw a card.
You want to move back.
I don't want to. Here's what I am going to do. I'm going to... Yep. I'm going to stay where I'm at, and I'm going to play, come on, you pansy. So if I lose this combat, and it feels likely, I can immediately play the card again for an additional attack. Chances are pretty good I'm going to lose, but hey, we're getting through Arthur's deck. I might get a 0 defense. We'll see. So first one. Hey, I actually am going to win this time. And it's going to push him back a little bit. So I lost the combat. I can play it again. I didn't. I won by 1. So I dinged him. He's down to 7. Remember, I have to get him to 0, and then I can win. Then we'll discard that. We'll discard that. We're now to the end of the round. We need to advance that threat marker. 1 space plus 1 for each occupied field. We might have missed this trigger last turn. I might have been distracted for some reason. I can't imagine why. All right, something cats. All right, here we go. The advance. This is not the usual token that gets revealed with the aliens. What I did is I cut out some tokens that are dry and wet erase, and I copied the effects of what happens when the Mothman's bridge gets busted. So, this is bad. Add +1 to all enemy attacks for the rest of the game. Probably not going to do real well. This goes back to the front. And now I need those shuffled. Yeah, I know. It's bad. Yeah, at least it's earlier. Let's shuffle those so we can do the next round. If I'm going to take a nosedive, I'd rather it be quick. I would like to at least lose a limb here. Not getting any of those options, unfortunately. All right. Thank you, hand. All right. Now, let's flip the first one. Hey, I get to take a turn. Not real useful, but I will maneuver. Yeah, I can't fight because I have nothing to fight with. I'm going to maneuver. This might be useful. Okay. So, it says, I move for no man. Choose an enemy fighter and move them up to 2 spaces, then I gain an action. For my second one, I am going to go ahead and play I move for no man. So I'm going to move him 2 spaces. No. Thank you. And then I'm going to maneuver again. Because I don't really want to be standing next to a field, I'm going to maneuver 2. 1, 2. And draw another card.
Even better, because you do not want to have 2 exits available. You want to have 3. That's the best option, but it's also 2 exit area you could get trapped.
Yeah, I'm just grateful I'm not pinned in anymore. I maybe will do okay. All right, let's see the next one.
Got your shoe as a cat.
Yeah, I know. They are all over the place. Now it's Arthur's turn. Okay.
Of this area. I locked the cats out of this area for your request.
This is starting to look up a little bit. Okay. Arthur's attacking. I'm going to play Tis But a Scratch. Okay. So what this is it says, after combat, if I win the combat, I lose a limb. Hooray! I'm finally going to lose a limb. If I lost the combat, I lose 2. So unless he gets a feint, he's already used up 1 of them, I will lose a limb finally. Let's see what happens. Yep. I'm not following the typical pattern of the Black Knight versus Arthur, and I'm getting my head handed to me. I really wanted to get my arms and legs handed to me. All right, so I win, but I don't lose any limbs.
At least next time you do something, you know there's going to be no feints, so you are always going to lose a limb next time you do that.
Well, I wish I had something that let me lose limbs. I don't have one. I'm going to have to fart around and maneuver again. All right, flip the next card. It's either Merlin or placing a knight in the field.
That's the spot if you want to maneuver because there's 4 areas.
We'll find out. Flip the card so that we can get through to the end of my getting my head handed to me. All right, place a soldier in field number 1, please. A knight in field number 1. Any of them will work. Thank you. Flip the last one so we can have Merlin move up on me. Okay, Merlin takes a turn. Okay, Merlin, I'm going to play None Shall Pass. So, what happens here? Unless he faints, and boy, that seems to be my luck tonight, after combat, move the enemy fighter up to 2 spaces. The enemy fighter is in a different zone than my fighter, which he will be. He's going to skip their next turn. The opponent skips the next turn. Let's see what happens. Yay! It's not a feint. It's Aid the Chosen One. It says...
It's actually even worse because you're not doing enough damage. You want the thing to be more powerful, so you do a lot of damage to this, so that good cards are gotten rid of.
Yeah, it's not damaging. It's alright. You don't damage on defense. Alright, so...
No, I'm talking about this damage to that. It's wasting it if we didn't have a powerful... If we had a powerful card, it would destroy this completely, which would make it better because we're getting rid of a power card.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I understand. All right. Black Knight does not take damage from this. I do have the after combat effect, which says deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter in an adjacent space. However, I have an after combat that fires off before his, because I'm the defender. I'm going to move the enemy fighter up to 2 spaces. So I'm going to poof. No. Poof, poof. Thank you. Yeah, that's where I want him. And because he's not in an adjacent space, I don't take the damage. Something worked in my favor for once. All right, end of round. We advance the threat marker 1 space plus 1 space for each occupied field. We've got an occupied field, so it goes up 2. All right, let's shuffle up.
Going okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the terrible side.
Pretty terrible. All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's get going. Let's put them down. All right. Let's flip the first one. Okay, so I'm not next to a field, so I don't take any damage. We are going to place a soldier in the next lowest empty field. There's our knight. Okay, flip the next one. Yay, I get to take a turn.
That's why it squeaked.
Yep, I have nothing to do except maneuver, so where do I want to maneuver?
At least you know.
Probably maneuver twice.
At least you know.
And get away from Merlin so he doesn't damage me. So, 1, 2. I should draw first, but that's fine. And then I got the all right, we'll call it a draw. After damage, deal damage to the enemy fighter equal to the damage you received. And then I'll maneuver again. Ending here, I'll remove him. All right. Next initiative. Merlin takes a turn. He cannot reach me, so we're just moving the threat marker. He stays there. Actually, should have skipped. Yeah, he gets skipped altogether because of my card, remember? They skip the next turn. So, flip the next one. We don't advance the threat. Hurrah. He will come up on me. Yep. And I do have a defense card. I hope he draws his Excalibur. He does a lot of damage with his Excalibur. If he does a lot of damage to me, then I'll hit him back for the same amount. So let's take that and flip it. No. If he's adjacent to Merlin, he gets +1, but he's not. So he's going to do 1 to me, and I'll do 1 to him. So he's down to 6, which is not bad, actually. Getting close to halfway done. And I'm down to 10. I'm exactly at halfway done. So it's a little bit of a race now.
Yeah, but you don't really have to get rid of Merlin. You just have to escape from it completely.
So I know in his deck, he's got a big hit card and he's got a low hit card now because of the way this deck's played out. So that might be something I can shake out to my advantage. All right, we're to the end of the round. Unfortunately, threat is going to get bumped twice because we have an occupied field. So move it up 1, 2. Next round, we're going to flip another card for an advantage. I've been forgetting to apply these. He actually did 2 to me. And so that meant that he got 2 to him. All right, need to remember those over the course of the game. All right, he's down to 5, I'm down to 9. All right, lay those out. Let's see what we can do. Try not to show them to me. Yeah, I know you're getting some of the wet erase on your fingers. Probably got sweaty hands. Okay. In any case, let's flip that first initiative.
Not at all.
Yay, Black Knight takes a turn. I could attack, but I don't think it's as useful as maneuvering. So I'm going to maneuver. I'm not going to move. Not going to move. And I'm going to draw a card. Have at thee. All right, I'm going to play Have at thee. All right, so what happens is we swap the opponent's boost value and card value. Okay? And if I lose the combat, I lose a limb. See how this goes. Did you flip that? All right, it is Excalibur. And that has a 0 defense, but we swap that for its card value. So it's a 3 against my 3. He doesn't take any damage, but guess what? Excalibur takes a limb. How appropriate. So move that up. Oh, you can cut his leg off. I usually go for the arms first, but okay. So
He's hopping around.
He's hopping around on one leg. All right. Awesome. Finally. Unfortunately, I think that's my turn. He's going to really hurt me. Actually, he won't because I know that's a 0 coming up. That's fine. He'll do 1 because add +1 to the enemies. Flip. Flip, 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 flip. Nope, nope. Flip, 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 flip. Thank you. All right. I am not next to an occupied field, so we're going to put a knight there. He's sleeping, huh? All right, that's fine.
More respectable since his back has no wounds now. His whole front has.
All right. And
He's
now flip. Flip, 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 flip. Merlin. Merlin just advances the threat. So, boom, we need to turn one of these up now. Yeah, he just advances the threat. We're going to move this back, and that flips. What's it say? Yeah, each player discards a card. Well, fortunately, I have some cards that aren't great, so...
Pick the one that is not best for the situation.
The I'm invincible, regain a limb. I've been waiting all game to lose a limb. All right, now flip the last one. It's going to be Arthur. And he's going to attack. And it's going to be a 0. It's the deception card. He is going to hit me for 1 because of the add +1 to all enemy things. So I'm down to 8. And this shuffles the deck. So there we go. Let's shuffle those up. Oh, we're going to advance the threat marker 3 because I've got 2 occupied fields. If we flip that last one, King Arthur's going to win even if I'm still alive. So we're going to come down to a pretty close game here. All right, I'm shuffling Arthur. You're shuffling the initiative cards. Let's get those back out. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Wear gloves next time. All right. Flip, 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 flip. All right. He's not going to do anything except advance the threat. All right. Flip. Merlin does nothing but advance. All right. He's attacking me. I have no defense. This is probably going to hurt. What are you doing to me?
+1.
I know. That's why I said. He's going to do 4. I'm down to 4. I think this is going as ordained. He's chopping off limbs, and I am not doing well. All right.
So you shouldn't have lost those limbs. It
No.
actually would have benefited you because you would have been more likely to survive.
No.
Kind of.
Flip, 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 flip. Now I get to take a turn. I am going to... I'm going to maneuver because it's going to let me remove this guy. Draw a card. I don't want to move away. I want to smack this guy if I can. All right, and I got a none shall pass, which is semi-useful. Okay, I'm going to play, come on, ya pansy. So this is the one that I can play twice. If I lose the first time, I could very well lose the first time. So my attack value on this is actually +1 because I've lost a limb. That's why I like losing limbs. It makes me a better fighter, paradoxically. So we're going to see what happens. And feint. I always get the feint. I fortunately still damage him for 1, so I wouldn't have been able to play it again. Anyway, he's down to 4. I'm at 4. This will be interesting. All right, flip. I know it's just going to be placing a soldier. Place a knight. Right here. He comes back. Oh no.
Me thought the knight was still there, so me thought putting it there, but then you point it there.
Yeah.
Brain don't make sense of that, so me just want to make myself glitch up because I don't.
Yeah, you did glitch. All right, let's shuffle those up. Shuffle them up. Let's see if we have a decent turn.
What order would be best for you?
Oh, and this is going to advance because of the knights. So let's see what that says. Arthur recovers 1 health for each player still in the game. There's only 1. He's back up to 5. Don't have a lot of hope here. All right. Let's flip. All right. I'm going to take a point of damage because I'm sitting there with the soldier in my face. So I'm down to 3. Flip. I get to take a turn. All right.
Best to actually move and not maneuver. Move.
No, I'm just going to maneuver and get rid of him.
Why
Draw a card because I need a card, dude. All right, and I am going to play regroup. Regroup! After combat, draw a card. If I won the combat, draw 2 cards instead. I would love to win this combat. I don't think I will. We'll find out.
Please be the 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? All right. Alas, I didn't win the combat. I have a 2, right, because I lost a limb. But he has a 2, and it says during combat, if he didn't move this turn, which he didn't, the value of the card's a 4 instead. So he blows me out of the water. Doesn't damage me, and I only draw a single card.
Yeah, but at least you draw some.
I did draw something. Oh, I actually don't get a bonus because it's a versatile. Doesn't matter. In any case, flip, 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 flip. Merlin advances by 1. All right, and it's going to be good old King Arthur swinging at my face.
That's why I told you to move. You need to move. The cards are important, but you also
I'm going to
move
play None
sometimes.
Shall Pass. I'm going to move the enemy fighter after combat up 2 spaces. If he doesn't feint me, he's already used 1 of them up. The enemy fighter's different zone, then he skips next turn, which is useful. All right, flip it. All right, Swift Strike. He's got a 4, I've got a 4 because I've got a limb lost. I win, I break ties. I move him to the closest empty space. And then,
Sorry.
if he goes to a different zone, I can move him
Thankfully-
2 spaces.
Thankfully, the light isn't flashing from that bang.
Actually, I resolve first, so I move him 1, 2, then he moves. We'll say he's there. He's in a different zone, so the opponent will end up skipping their next turn. That's awesome. All right, so this is going to advance, unfortunately, 2. 1, 2. If it gets to there, I lose the game. So I need to figure out, I just don't know that I'm going to be able to do 6 damage in the next round. It looks unlikely. All right. Shuffle, please. Shuffle, shuffle. Let's get to the end of this.
I hope you win somehow.
Yeah, you never know. Feels unlikely.
You can see.
Yeah. Let's go. All right, let's flip the first one. All right, we add a dude right there. I don't take any damage, fine by me. I don't know why that's at a 12. That should probably be a 3. All right, flip. King Arthur, he's gonna move up on me. Actually, he gets to skip. Remember, he skips his next turn. All right, flip. He will not attack me, but we do move the threat. I got to take him out this turn or King Arthur's going to win. All right, it's me.
You can't attack him, though, unless you move.
I have to maneuver, which is, not great, but I will draw a card. No, no good. No bueno.
You did.
Well, at least I will get to mimic the Black Knight's actions. So even though I'm going to lose, I'm going to play my card. I'll do you for that. Choose an opponent. Their hero takes 1 damage for every limb that I've lost. If only he had chopped off all of my limbs. I'm going to do 1 whole damage. Blink.
At least you almost got him onto a level.
Yep. So it was a close game. He didn't kill me. He did chop off a limb. And we're now to the end of the round. We advance the threat marker, flip that. Because it's the last one, it says place Arthur next to the hero with the lowest health. He would move here, but then because of this being the last one, it triggers the condition King Arthur wins. All right, well, that actually kind of went as I expected. The Black Knight is not terribly effective against King Arthur, as we saw. So, yeah, pretty on theme. Thank you for your assistance, hand. Maybe next time we'll be victorious. Yep. Yeah, that's more like it. My dude is down for the count. All right, everyone. That's it for now. Ta-ta.